Cam Smith, another captain's call. What's the feeling like amongst the Storm?
Oh, everyone's confident. We've finished the season quite well. The last sort of month or 5 weeks, we've had some good results. A couple of big score lines that we've been able to rack up. So the guys are feeling really good. Obviously, it was a bit of a nail biter on the weekend against the Titans going into Golden Point, but for us it was. It's just about putting in a good performance. I thought we were really good defensively, and we need to repeat that again this week against South.
Is a game like that good preparation for the finals, where you've got to set up for field goal and the game's on the line?
Not playing Golden Point, I think it's takes its toll playing that extra 10 minutes. But I think it's good to have that mindset of playing in a tight game and knowing how to close out a match in those tight circumstances. Everyone keeping their calm and just sticking to a game plan because, as we know, these finals games, they always go down to the wire, and we're expecting no different against the Rabbitohs this week.
You've been here a lot over the years. How is the Storm of 2013 looking as for you, the captain?
Look, as I said, I think everyone's confident with the way we've played over the last month, and I guess the most important thing is that everyone's excited to be a part of the finals again.
Those big scorelines you've racked up, good for your attack, but how is it when you're looking to build your defence as well when you're running up on teams?
It's nice to put big scorelines on teams, but on the flip side, you're not sort of getting too much practice defensively. But I thought the other night was probably our best defensive effort in a long time. We showed plenty of aggression and we put a lot of pressure on their back three. So when you're coming up against a side that boasts the back three of the Rabbitohs and particularly Greg Inglis, you need to have a strong defensive line on those guys. So I'm confident in our defence. At the Melbourne Storm, we've always based our game around our defence. We've never looked to outscore teams. We've tried to defend the best we can. So if we do that, then it'll go a long way to getting the result that we want.
No doubt there'll be a lot of talk about Inglis, but as a team, do you talk about it much, or is it a bit of there's not much you can do with Inglis, you've just got to shut down his opportunities?
Yeah, I think the thing that you got to look at Greg Inglis is that you just got to try and minimise the impact he has on the game. You know that he's going to have plenty of carries playing in the number 1 jersey, and he's always going to be around the footy. So it's just about trying to minimise the impact he has on the game and the influence he has on his game. But the Rabbitohs have so many key individuals in their side that you can't focus on one. They got the Burgess boys playing really well at the moment. Obviously, John Sutton and Reynolds they're a strong halves combination. Then you got Isaac Luke at dummy half, who when he plays well, that's when the Rabbitohs are playing well. So, we've got a lot of guys to look after this week. I know that Craig and the rest of the coaches, they're going to be working overtime on looking at ways to try and minimise the impact of those players on the game. But we've played them twice this year and had 2 good results. So I don't think we'll be changing the style of game that we had in those past 2 matches this week.
As a team, do you change much from team to team? Like you might change subtle things, but really you always hear about teams focusing on themselves and the result will take care of itself. Can you change much? You know that the Burgess brothers are going to come forward. You know that Isaac Luke's going to be darting from dummy half. But is it just being aware of their strengths rather than changing what you actually do? Yeah,
I think you're exactly right. I think it's more of an awareness than anything. You practice all pre-season and then for the next 26 weeks through the year to get your game plan down pat, particularly your defence for this part of the year. So there's no need for changing things or trying to come up with new ways to play against sides. I think it's just more of an awareness of individuals and what they bring from the opposition side to, as I said, trying to minimise their impact on the game. And I think we've got a good game plan. We've got a pretty simple game plan, but it's effective. And if we do that well this week, then hopefully it gets the desired result for us.
Looking at South, they had that massive game on Friday against the Roosters, a massive crowd. How do you think that game will put them in good stead for a massive finals game against the Storm?
Yeah, I think, I don't think they'll look too much into the result. I think, finishing top 2 is a fantastic effort by any team in this competition. So they'll be confident. They're playing at home. They're playing in front of their home crowd. There'll be a lot of green and red in the stands. So they'll certainly have all the support up here. But we're a confident side. We have a bit of a philosophy where we'll play anyone, anywhere, at any time. So the draw says that we're playing the Rabbitohs in Sydney, and that's the path we've got to take to win this premiership. So we're just focused on ourselves this week, as you said, and making sure that we're best prepared for this game, because if we know that if we're not well prepared and we don't have a great attitude, then we're not going to get the result that we want.
You talk about the crowd, and South Sydney fans are going to turn up en masse, but you've had a lot of success playing at ANZ Stadium in big games. Yeah. Your fans also show up. There's always a lot of purple there, but it'll hold you in good stead, obviously, with all that experience playing in these big games and sometimes in hostile sort of environments.
Yeah, extremely hostile environments. Seeing as though that I'm a Queenslander and I also play for Melbourne, we don't have a lot of fans at ANZ Stadium, but that's what makes our game so great, and what makes the final series so exciting. Our fans do travel, and they travel in numbers. So hopefully we see a lot of purple in the crowd this week, and we can go out there and put in a good performance for them.
Last question, just before you run out, the crowd will be going wild, the players will be a bit nervous. What do you talk to your players at all before you run out, and what's your last message to them?
I speak to the players briefly before we come out of the sheds, and I think it'll just be about staying calm. Everyone knows their role on the side, and just going out there and doing it the best you can. The thing you can take care of is your own job. And everyone else will look after themselves. So if we do that, then hopefully that goes a long way to a strong Storm performance.